Good morning, Dr. Ergi. My condolences today. Mr. Fethullah Gulen, one of the most well-known Muslim scholar, has just passed away. So I know that you have written your PhD on Mr. Fethullah Gulen's perspective of destiny, and I know that you are very knowledgeable about his works, his study. And can you please tell us who was Mr. Fethullah Gulen?
Well, basically, I don't think, using the term uh, Islamic scholar, I don't think it's enough to describe or define Fethullah Gulen. We call him Hoca Efendi. We use the term Hoca Efendi. A respected scholar, that's what it really means. But I think he was beyond just a scholar. He had this unique spiritual side. He had this, mission and vision in regards to, world peace, a global peace, human societies being, one form of, unity. And he always worked for this. I have known Hoca Efendi, probably Fethullah Gulen Hoca Efendi, since the end of 70s. I used to listen to his cassettes then. There used to be his cassettes when he delivered his sermons, all the way from there. And I have been next to him. I visited him a few times as well in Turkey, in the city of Izmir, where I used to live, also in Istanbul. In many ways, I can say that maybe in simple terms, he was a man who dedicated himself entire life. He didn't even have a house of his own. He didn't have a family. He never got married. So he sort of sacrificed his life for the coming generation. I can say that simply. And his main vision was based on education of Muslim societies, Muslim youth. He wanted them to be educated not only in regards to Islamic sciences, but also, the sciences, natural sciences as well. This was his vision. He always supported, uh, a system, maybe enhanced, I should say, enhanced system of democracy. He was a man, had a future in his mind that where different cultures, different faiths, different beliefs can live in harmony together within same societies, as the world has already, turned or transformed into a, global village. We know that now. And his vision was to always, establish harmony in the world. That is why he received many different awards in regards to, the peace and dialogue amongst cultures and faiths as well. Uh, I don't know, it's very difficult to describe or define Fethullah Gulen Hoca Efendi in simple terms. People
Mhm.
have written books about his life.
Doctoral
People
thesis, right?
Yes, many theses, on his views. Like my thesis was only based on destiny and free will.
Mhm.
So, but if you look at his life, his teachings, I could say that he was like a giant library.
Mhm.
I have witnessed many things from him, that's why I said he was above a scholar. We could not define him just as a scholar, because I remember an incident some years ago where he was talking about one hadith of the noble prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. And he said it's in Kütüb-i Sitte, and he referenced the number of the book, the volume, and then the page of the book as well.
Mhm.
And this was quite unique. Not many people can do this in the world. In fact, I don't know if anyone can do this,
Mhm.
because there are volumes and volumes of copies there. He knew which copy it was in and which page it was on. So he had this unique side to him. I remember also many years ago, my father has passed away as well, but many years ago when we were listening to Fethullah Gülen Hoca Efendi in one of his, videos, and he was talking about how humanity should be, how brotherhood, sisterhood should be. And he used the term, like the Corsican brothers, he said.
Mhm.
He referenced them. And my father said, how does he know this? This is a very old tradition, the Corsican brothers, you need to read the book. There was a movie about it, I think in 1930s, he said. We could see the vastness of, Fethullah Gulen Hoca Efendi's knowledge there, but
Mhm.
also that spiritual element, because he never had time for himself. He never
Mhm.
had time for himself. He never took any pleasure out of this world. I could say this. He was always, running after, making societies, making humanity, making this world a better place.
Did you have any personal memories of him? Did you meet him? Did you have any memories?
Yes, I met him a few times in Izmir. Um, and there are interesting memories, like I said before too. That one, I mentioned it in another program in Turkish. When I met him in Izmir on one occasion, we were having dinner together, and there was a plate of rice and just a little bit of meat in the corner of the plate. He only took one spoon out of it, and he started weeping. And he said, "Am I eating my hereafter in this world?" So he was concerned about taking any pleasure out of this world. And there were many things that I witnessed with him. He was quite a unique person. And it was it was a good fortune of me to be,
Mhm.
to met him. I remember in the 90s when we decided to publish the magazine, the famous magazine, Fountain magazine. We had to go and see him, and we showed him all the templates, what we would do, what it would include, and he would give us advice. So he had this unique side that he had knowledge in all areas. That was quite surprising to me because I had one very close friend in Turkey who came from the school of conservatorium. So he
Mhm.
was a musician. He could play 8 different instruments. He was a very talented person. Once he had written this song, a religious song we called
Mhm.
Nasheed. And he took it to Hoca Efendi to get his views. And after Hoca Efendi looking at the paper, what he had written, he also included the musical notes there too. And Hoca Efendi said, I would put the, for example, do here and see here. He actually gave him advice on how the music should be composed. And he said to me, this is incredible. How could he know these things?
That's right.
So I don't know what kind of a knowledge he had, in our views, in Islamic theology, we say there are two types of knowledge. One is kesbi, the other one is wehbi.
Mhm.
Kesbi is knowledge that you attain yourself, and wehbi comes to you in an inspiration way. And I think Fethullah Gulen Hoca Efendi was also open to inspiration. So
Mhm.
that is why he had this unique side to him.
Was his teaching and his uh, movement similar to other Sufi orders that we see in Turkey and some other regions, or was it a different movement?
Mm. No, no, there are no similarities there. Although the only similarity I could probably bridge with is the understanding of Bediüzzaman Said
Mhm.
Nursi's the movement. It was quite similar to that. But in regards to Sufi or there's mysticism, although the Hizmet movement, Hoca Efendi, Fethullah Gülen Hoca Efendi, does have this very heavy spiritual side to him, but it wasn't a Sufi school. It was more of a movement. So we cannot resemble the Hizmet movement to a cult or a Sufi school because it was unique. It's very hard to define too. It was more based on education. The main focus was education, and Hoca Efendi always focused on educating, the upcoming generations, not only with religious knowledge, but also social sciences, natural sciences, but also morality. Morality was one of the main focuses of Fethullah Gülen. He focused on, he said, if the future generations are going to live in harmony, and acceptance of each other, even if they are from different cultures and different faiths, they need to be fed on or nurtured with morality, universal morality. So that was his main focus. That is why if you go around the world and have a look at all the Hizmet schools,
Mhm.
one of the fundamentals of teaching there is morality, good morals, how to, treat your fellow human being. It's all based on that. Without morality, I don't think that, you can form healthy societies. Doesn't matter if you have very strict laws, doesn't matter if you have certain legislations, you're not going to protect the society without morality, because morality is like a law in your heart,
Mhm.
which guides you, your conscience. And this is what Fethullah Gulen Hoca Efendi has been trying to build, which he managed to. We can
Mhm.
see that we have, he's met schools all over the world. We have cultural centers, we have dialogue centers, and all of these people do these things just through inspiration.
Mhm.
Not to think like a cult sort of traditional
Mhm.
organization, but through volunteer, mainly volunteer. Most of them are volunteers. So this was the beauty of what he had established.
Mhm. Yes. And my last question, some people might think that the movement will vanish or disappear after Mr. Fethullah Gulen passed away. What do you think about this?
The movement will not vanish, I can tell you that with the permission of God, because the movement is a system. Everyone knows the methodology, the system of the movement. It is based on, to be honest, it is based on the Prophet's teaching, Prophet Muhammad's teachings. Therefore, it is not connected to one person. And that's what Fethullah Gülen Hoca Efendi taught everybody anyway. I
Mhm.
remember some years ago in Australia, for example, where I live, when we were opening a chair under his name in a university, when it was first offered to Fethullah Gülen Hoca Efendi, he said, "Don't put my name." He was against it.
Mhm.
He said, "This movement is not about me. If I'm just a person in front of the door of this movement." That's what he said. So, as you can see, it is a system. It's a system of morality. It's a system of education. It's a system of principles, which, if somebody passes away, someone else will come and follow the same path.
Mhm.
So it is not just, everything is connected to Fethullah Gülen Hoca Efendi, and once he goes, everything is just falls apart. There is no such a thing. This type of, systems that are based on, moral values, they will never break up.
Mhm. Dr. Ergi, thank you so much for your time, and please accept my condolences and my condolences to all the Muslim world and the followers of Mr. Fethullah Gulen. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.